Alright guys, I'm back from seeing GWAR in Toronto and I have the full report on hand. So the night started off with Crowbot opening up the evening, and I must say I was quite surprised with the amount of spandex involved during that set. I'm not hating on it, I'm just saying I was surprised. It was kind of hard to get my eyes anywhere else but the crotch of the lead singer. I mean, not that I was purposely looking at it, but you know, what can I say? It had a visual impact. Let's put it that way. But that's not the only thing that had an impact. His voice. I don't know if any of you have ever seen Crowbot live or listened to Crowbot. Man, this dude can sing. He has quite the pipes. Incredible, like a real good tone, a really good delivery, very warm, but with a great range, great power. I mean, this guy can fucking sing. Great sound. I mean, these guys are a great rock band. Their bass player kind of reminds me of Flea, just with clothes on. But still, it has some of the same style, some of the same attributes, very similar in terms of how they work the bass and how they incorporate their bass in the overall rock sound that the band has. I was really taken back by how good their overall performance was. It was fun to watch. It was fun to listen to. Great band, great set. I honestly felt like I could have gone for a little bit longer. I wanted some more from Crowbot. I don't say this very often when it comes to an opening band, but I must say this time around I wanted more Crowbot. But it wasn't to be had. But we got Nekrogoblikon right after. And Nekrogoblikon is a band that I absolutely love, even though I was not a fan of their latest record. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy the band, and that doesn't mean I don't enjoy their music and their songs. And even some of the songs from the new record that I wasn't really a fan of while I was listening to the album, live, you know what? They worked. They worked. They were fun to listen to. It was a short set as well, but a fun set as it always is when it comes to Nekrogoblikon. John Goblikon was alive and well on stage. He's the hype man. He's the Flavor Flav to their Chuck D. And he delivered. He was enthusiastic. He was very sexy. I think I can use that word, sexy. He was very sexy on stage. He did break a ukulele, but hey, it's fucking rock and roll. What else do you expect from John Goblikon? And the overall set from Nekrogoblikon, while short, was very entertaining, very engaging, filled with darkness. Darkness. So it was a fun set, really fun band. I mean, these guys are one of those bands that every time I have a chance to go see them, and I haven't had many, I go and I'm always impressed with not just how well they play, but how interesting they make the whole experience of seeing them perform. And tonight was no different. A crowded area as far as the set was concerned, because the Phoenix doesn't have this big stage for them to move around, so it felt like everybody was on top of everybody. But that happens to every single band that plays there. It's not a problem with Nekrogoblikon specifically. It's just a problem in terms of the setup that they have. But they made it work, and it was a fun set to experience, to be a part of, if you will. Because as the audience, I kind of feel like we're a part of the experience of listening to Nekrogoblikon live. I hope they come back again. I hope they come back again with a bigger set. Maybe headlining, maybe I'm asking too much, but I honestly feel like these guys don't come to Toronto enough. The last time they played in Toronto was 2019 during the Summer of Slaughter tour with such bands as Cattle Decapitation and Lorna Shore. So it's been a very long time since Nekrogoblikon has made its way past Toronto, but it was a lot of fun to see them tonight, and I'm really glad that they were part of this package. To be honest with you, it's hard to find bands that fit in the GWAR package. Last time GWAR played in Toronto, they played with Napalm Death. One of those is not like the others. So I feel like Nekrogoblikon is a much better fit, not just for the crowd, but for the overall experience of what it means to go to a GWAR show. And then comes the main dish. The icing on the cake as far as the evening is concerned, GWAR. Let me start off by saying this. I've seen GWAR live plenty of times. This was by far the best GWAR performance I have ever seen in my humble and short life. These guys were phenomenal. You always expect them to bring on this incredible stage show with a lot of people getting chopped up, a lot of blood squirting everywhere. And obviously that was no different. But I feel like this time around, there was more props. There was different characters coming through. There was a lot more happening as far as what the addition into what the set of GWAR is all about. These extras were really extra this time around. Last time that they played here was right after the pandemic, and there was a lot more blood being squirted around, or at least on a consistent basis from start to finish. This time there was perhaps a smidge less than last time, but they made it up by putting a much better stage show. The overall performance, the overall stage presence, the show that they put forward definitely surpassed all of my expectations. I mean, we had Donald Trump. We had Biden. By the way, Biden looked a little bit like Bill Clinton. I'm not quite sure what happened there. We had Putin. We had Amy Barrett, the judge, whatever her name is. I mean, we had vaginas. We had abortions. We had babies. We had masturbating dicks, ejaculating dicks. I mean, decapitations, frontal nudity, anal nudity, anal bleeding. I mean, what did this show didn't have? It had everything. Absolutely everything. And it was a very long set, as they always play. I mean, long set, what I mean by long, I mean in the number of tracks, not necessarily in the length, because the length was about an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. But 18 songs, if I'm not mistaken, most of them from the new record. And let's face the facts, this new record is phenomenal. They open up the show with a cutter, which I think is a great track to open up the show with. They finish off with Fuck This Place, which I think it's also the best way to finish off the show. A few times that I saw them before, that song came a lot earlier, but I think it fits better at the end of the show, to be honest. And The Cutter is a great opening track. Like I said, they played a lot of songs from the new album, but the new album deserves the attention. So I really like the fact that on this set list, they gave, I would say, 50% or close to 50% of the songs to the new record, and then they sprinkle in a little bit of previous album songs that fans love, that fans want to listen to. I think this new record is really different from any of the recent records that they have released. Deserves a lot of attention. It's getting a lot of talk. People noticed it. It's a fun record to listen to. It's a great sounding album. Has great songs. Super hooky. Super catchy. So the fact that they included that much of the new album into this set list, in my opinion, is absolutely perfect. You're hitting the road, you're performing for your fans, you have a new album out. Don't just put 4 or 5 songs in. Put a lot more than that. Throw as many as you can. That's what fans, at least I think fans of the band, have seen the band multiple times. Obviously you want some of the old stuff, but you want to hear the new stuff. So I was really happy with this set list, the energy that it brings. Like I said, they change the whole stage show in terms of the cameos, the appearances, the blood, the guts, everything that goes with it. They had these 2 screens on stage with a platypus that talks to them and they talk to him and whatever. It really dynamic, and it's really interesting because it breaks a little bit in between songs. It gives you something to set up what the next track is going to be all about, but it also plays really well into the overall concept and theme of the new record. So all in all, everything was perfect from GWAR. Like I said, I've seen them multiple times. This was by far their best live show that I've ever been at. I absolutely loved it. I think if you have a chance to go see it, if you haven't yet, go. It's fun. Get ready to laugh. Get ready to be shocked. Even though it's GWAR, it's kind of hard to be shocked because I think they shocked everybody to oblivion. But still, be ready to be shocked and be ready to have a good old time listening to some fucking rock and roll heavy metal music. So this lineup that they have is absolutely perfect because you get 3 different styles, but all of them blended really well into the night because all of them have something in common, either musically or thematically. So it works really well all around. You don't feel like there's a disconnect from band to band. And then, like I said, GWAR puts on a show for the ages. Loved it. Best one I've ever seen. And I hope you guys get to see it as well. Alright, I'll see you at the next video or at the next review or whatever the next thing that we do on the channel. Until then, enjoy yourselves. Go watch some live music. And we'll see you then.